This meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners is called to order. Today we have with us Paul Henson from the Royal Gorge Vineyard Church for our invocation. Let's please rise, to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance after the invocation.
Good morning, Lord God. We give you thanks for this new morning, even though it's pretty cold. And maybe it's going to be cold enough the next couple of days that we need to pray for your safety and protection over all those who will need to be out in it, especially our first responders and those whom they are headed out toward to help. Lord, as we gather to take care of the business of the county, we ask you for the grace to be receptive to your guidance, to your wisdom, to your love for all of our neighbors, as we strive to walk with your Holy Spirit. In the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Here.
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
Commissioner McFall.
Present.
County Attorney Bellis.
Present.
County Administrator Croce.
Present.
Approval of the agenda. I think we have one item today that needs to be removed, item number 4, and then items 5 and 6 to be renumbered.
With that change, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Consent agenda. We have no public hearings being scheduled on the consent agenda today. Do have our regular agenda item there for the approval of the bills, with also a ratification of the chairman's signature on an airport land lease with Alpine Depot LLC.
With that, Mr. Chair, I move to approve today's consent agenda.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
From that, we move on to our administrative and informational portion of our meeting. We begin with our county clerk's monthly report. Mr. Grantham.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The total motor vehicle fees, sales taxes, and recording fees collected for January of this year are $1,603,615.95. Of that, Fremont County's portion for disbursement is $956,342.47, which is 60% of the total fees, and is $86,838.36 more than January of last year. Up to date, our office is up $86,838.36.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was not expecting this report.
Yeah.
Grantham.
You and me both, but it has been pretty busy at motor vehicle. I do know we're trying to get caught up on some late paperwork, so this may be part of that.
All right, that's great. With that, Mr. Chair, I move to accept the county clerk's monthly report.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Now we move on to our county administrator report with our county administrator, Tony Croce.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'll begin with the job opportunities that we have posted for Fremont County government. The Sheriff's Office, we have a patrol deputy that closes on February the 27th, 2025. Our Department of Human Services, we have 2 vacancies, a child support specialist that closes February the 20th, and a child welfare caseworker that closes March 17th. For more information about employment opportunities with Fremont County, please visit our county website at fremontcountyco.gov or call our HR department at 719-276-7409. A reminder that we will be hosting a job fair at the Pathfinder Park Event Center on Sunday, March 2nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Community members will be able to meet with recruiters face-to-face and learn about job opportunities and openings in Fremont County. This event is intended to benefit our local businesses and community members. Space is limited, and staff are reserving spaces for businesses that elect to participate on a first-come, first-served basis. Registration forms must be turned in no later than this Friday, February the 14th, 2025. Food trucks will also be available at the event. If you have any questions, please contact Stephanie Speck at 719-276-7399. Email is pathfinderpark@fremontco.com, or you can go to our county website at fremontcountyco.gov. We got a notification from Canyon City that Elm Avenue from the traffic circle going west to County Road 143 will be closed from Monday, February the 10th to Friday, February the 28th for utility work being completed by the City of Canyon City. Traffic control and detours will be provided by Hammers Construction during this time. We ask that you plan accordingly for your commute and slow down around the work zones. And then finally, bridge closure, Fremont County Road 120 bridge is closed indefinitely as of February the 6th due to critical damage. We do not have an estimated date for reopening. Detours, barricades, and closure signs are in place to alert the traveling public. Please use alternate routes when planning your commute and share with anyone who may not use electronic technology communications. We will notify the public once the bridge has been reopened. As always, your patience and cooperation are very much appreciated.
Okay.
That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Any questions or comments for our county administrator? At this point, yes, thank you, sir. Commissioners, anything this morning?
Yeah, I've got a couple things. I just want to add on to the bridge that Mr. Croce just talked about. County Road 120 there's a little spur of County Road off of State Highway 120, which is east of Wholesome Cement Plant, south part of Penrose. And that bridge, we were out there yesterday looking at it. It was put up in 1923, so it's a day or two old. And the state inspector checked it. There is some rust underneath. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to fix it. We may have to replace it. We may have to do something different. So it's going to be a little bit. Fortunately, it won't put a lot of people having to go a long ways out of the way. It's pretty easy to get around that and not have to go a long ways around. But yeah, be patient with us. We'll see what we can do, the best thing we can do to fix it. We just finished a bridge. It was a little over $3 million, and this one may be more than that because it's a big bridge. And if we were to replace it, so we'll have to figure out how and if we can do that, or what else we can do to get that road back open. The other thing, I want to just remind everybody of the fire danger. It is cold out. People are trying to stay warm. Don't start a fire in your house, but definitely don't start a fire outside because the trees are still really dry and will burn. Be diligent when you're out there. And then just a little update of the last meeting we had. I mentioned the wolf that had entered Fremont County. She's still evidently making her rounds around Fremont, Teller County. I don't know what she's looking for, but as far as we know, that's the only one in the area still. A lot of the cattle producers have been put on notice that she is in the area. Parks and Wildlife are giving informational things and trying to teach them how to use non-lethal methods to deter these wolves from messing with cattle herds. We're getting to the point where a lot of cows are going to start calving here pretty quick, so it's going to be pretty important that they're diligent out there. But try to keep everybody updated on that. There's a lot of information in the news about the wolves. The ranchers in the northern part of the state who have been having trouble since the wolves got on the ground from day one are asking for help. They had a petition to try to get them to put a pause on it till they could figure out how to do it, and then Wildlife Commission just went ahead with the new reintroduction of some more wolves. So it's a pretty contentious deal up there. A lot of those people, that's their livelihood, and some people say, well, it's only been 1 or 2 calves and a few sheep. Well, that's the start. It's just going to get worse. So we just hope for the best with that, and we'll see what happens with there. That's all I got, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Bell, anything?
Yeah, I simply would like to say, Mr. Chair, thank you for accommodating me this morning, and I will be back in the office as soon as I can.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm just going to talk briefly. I'm not going to talk about many specifics today as far as our legislative efforts. So we are still bird dogging some of the critical bills that are happening up there, as I'm sure the County Clerks Association is for elections as well, and other aspects of that office. And I know we are keeping tabs on several things. Our CCI steering committees met a couple of weeks ago and voted on positions on many bills. And actually, I think those are all available on the website as far as where we're at on those, whether it's monitor or support or oppose or amend. All of those are available there. There are several, I think, that are extremely damaging to our local control. This is no shock for anybody that's been paying attention to our meetings for the last 2 or 3 years. That has been a theme in the state legislature as far as wanting to wrest some control away from local governments, especially in the areas of land use and land use governance. And so we will continue to keep you updated on those things, and through our Colorado County's Incorporated website, or through our own notifications here, or on our own social medias and Facebook pages, etc. So with that, we'll move on to item number 2 in our administrative and informational, which is the time for citizens who wish to address the commissioners on a matter not scheduled on the agenda. And I don't have any notifications here, but is there anybody here wanting to speak to us today? I see none. So we will move on. There is no old business, so we'll go on to new business. And item number 1 is the recognition of the Boys and Girls Club and the 4-H Extension Office for their partnership implementing Health Rocks and Smart Moves curriculums funded by the S-Block grant. And with us today, Anna Carochi. Anybody else coming up today? Yeah. Bring up whoever you want to come up, but we'll need Julianne, okay?
Turn that microphone on right there, please. There you go.
There you go. All right, Anna Carochi and Julianne Dinkle. So,
And Eric Thompson.
and Eric Thompson. Hey. All right, so go ahead and let us in on what you're here for.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to formally express my gratitude for the CSU Extension Office and Fremont County Boys and Girls Club for the exceptional work they are doing with our youth in Fremont County. At Fremont County Public Health, I manage the block grant that funds the Health Rocks curriculum, and that the CSU Extension Office and the Smart Moves curriculum at Boys and Girls Club, and have seen the impact that each organization is making. They are implementing these evidence-based curriculum in the classroom and after-school programs and in other community events that teach children how to make healthy decisions in regards to drug use and other topics that youth deal with. As we all know, youth today face unique challenges with drug use, social media, and other societal factors. They need adults in their lives to help educate them on how to navigate this crazy world we live in, and these programs are going above and beyond to do so. Between both programs, they serve 309 youth, which is a 47% increase from the 210 students that they served at this time last year. When I am on call with our state program manager to talk about our grant work, I am always proud to talk about what we are doing in Fremont County. Just in the 6 months that I've been in this position at Public Health, both the CSU Extension Office and Boys and Girls Club have increased and expanded their programs in order to reach more children and provide more programming across the county. They have been wonderful partners in this grant, and I sincerely thank them for doing the hard work of helping our youth. And today we have Julianne Dinkle from the 4-H Extension Office and Eric Thompson from Boys and Girls Club that will say a few words as well.
Perfect. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'm Julianne Dinkel with the Fremont County Extension Office. I just wanted to share a little bit about our programming. We are currently programming at Harrison with 6th grade regularly, and then we also go in with programming for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We work with Kids Club on No School Fridays. We have a homeschool group, and we are currently in Penrose with 5th grade. So we're really excited that we have been able to have the funding and the opportunity to expand our programming this past year, as well as with that funding, we've been able to hire consistent personnel to help with that programming. And so we're really excited about the opportunity we have to work with youth to help give them the tools they need and the support and the confidence they need to make good decisions as they get older. Because I think, as we all know, that can be challenging as kids get older. And so we're hoping that this work will help them make those good decisions and help build those protective factors as they get older and face more challenges. So I just want to say thank you. I know that runs through our county, and we very much appreciate the support in doing this work.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson.
Thank you. You know, this is a great program. It's a great opportunity for the Boys and Girls Club. It's one of probably at least 12 programs that we provide to our youth, and it's programs like this that help enable us to do that. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the county in helping fund things like this. We need more of it. My club's had a ton of growth in the last 2 years. Last spring, we had over 150 teens coming through our club a week. And so if that tells you something, the youth in the community are looking for things to do. And, you know, when they're in our club, we at least know they're not getting in trouble and not making bad decisions for themselves. And even our smaller kids up at CES, our ADA has grown from like 45 to 58 weekly. So parents are needing the services, the youth are needing the services, and hopefully we can find more ways to help fund the services, because growth and operating budget is our biggest challenge. But thank you again.
Thank you all. And is there a best place for somebody to, if they wanted to inquire about the programs, if they wanted to participate?
They could contact me, at Fremont County Public Health.
Through the Public Health Department?
Yes.
Contact Anna Carochi. Fantastic. Great. Any comments?
Yeah, just one comment. So Julianne said the 6th grade, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and then some of the younger kids, and Eric just said he has 150 going through his club a week. That's impacting a lot of kids if they're going through this program. So appreciate the work you guys are doing, and keep it up, because it's important, because it's scary out there on the streets, and keeping them active and into something is a good thing. So thank you.
Thank you all.
I also would like to just say a couple of things. First of all, one of the things I love the very most about our community is the fact that we not only are willing and capable of partnering with programs like this to help out all of those in our community, but we jump in to do that. We don't have to stand around and wait and look for others to bring us in. We just have so many folks in our community who are willing to roll up their sleeves, to jump in, to do the hard work that it sometimes takes. And so just congratulations to everyone who is involved in this. This has been an amazing opportunity, I think, as Commissioner McCall said, for a lot of the kids in our community. So I just want to add my thanks to all of you.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Tony, I think you should get a picture of them before Eric runs off. I don't know if he's leaving or not, but I think you need a picture of the health department and Eric and Julianne. We'll just move out of the way.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you, three of you, come on back up here. And right there, I'll stand here with the rabbit ears. No.
Thanks, Tony. I think that's important to have that.
All right, thank you all. Next item on our agenda, we have a presentation by Mr. Wes Brandt, our director out at the Fremont County Airport. So please come on up. And I think we've even got even brought pictures.
Show and tell.
Slideshow here. Excellent. Wes, please, go ahead.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm here to speak with,
Oh, turn the mic on. There we go.
all right. I'm here to speak with you today about some of the roles of the airport staff and some of the services we provide and some of the airport aircraft operations that we see at the airport. So our main goal is to oversee the airfield, the runway, the taxiways, ramps, and make sure the airport is safe and secure for all the airport users. From time to time, we have to respond to incidents, accidents, things that happen on the airport. We're usually the first ones on the scene, so. And then we also ensure that the airport complies with all the FAA standards and regulations and everything that we have to follow there. The airport staff's responsible for planning for future growth and development. We've been having a lot of new hangars being built at the airport. It's really starting to grow. We manage all the airport leases and contracts and grants and all that sort of paperwork. And we ensure that all the airport equipment is operational. And to that effort, we have a few upcoming projects. Our automatic weather observation system will be getting replaced this year. It's 23 years old, so, and the lifespan's about 15. So we've got our money's worth out of it. And it's become obsolete, and if it breaks, we can't fix it. So we're replacing that this year. We're also replacing 3 of our taxiways, Alpha 3, Alpha 5, and 6. They're getting old and severely cracked. And
That's a good picture of it there, what you're dealing with on those.
yeah, and we crack fill it as much as we can, but it's time to resurface it. And then in 2028, we are planning on reconstructing the runway. So we have the oldest runway in the state. So that's also in need to be repaired.
That's not the list you want to be on the top
No.
of generally. No.
Not at all.
Same time as
So-
that bridge was built, I guess.
So the airport staff, we maintain the airfield. We have over 1 million square feet of pavement to take care of. So we're out there crack filling the cracks and painting the stripes and doing all that. We have about 400 acres that we mow and maintain and make sure the storm drains drain and we manage the wildlife and all that kind of stuff. We also have 5 county-owned aircraft hangars that we keep repaired, and they house about 12 aircraft at the moment. So that brings in some additional revenue to help pay for the airport. And then we also have 3 rental office buildings that we can rent out. And then we also take care of our terminal airport office building, do all of our janitorial and that kind of thing. And then we also have a snow removal equipment building to store all of our equipment. So. And in the summer we're mowing, and in the winter we're plowing snow. So hopefully we get enough today or tomorrow that we get to play with the big plows and plow it all out tomorrow. So we want to make sure that the airport's operational at all times as much as possible. So when we're not maintaining the airport, we're providing services to our customers, the pilots that fly in and visit Fremont County. We want to make sure that we're giving a great first impression to our visitors that are coming into the county. We help marshal the aircraft in, park them, help them tie down. We offer rental cars, courtesy cars so that when they do come in, they have a way to get into town, since we are a few miles outside of the town. We refuel aircraft. We have a self-serve terminal, so if people want to fly in and fill their own plane with avgas, they can. If they want full service, we can do full service out of the truck with the jet and avgas. And you can see there, Dale's fueling up a big jet. I've always been amazed at some of the aircraft we actually see here in Fremont County. I mean, they're not just small little Cessnas, you know, we get some big business jets in once in a while. We offer aircraft towing. That white and red aircraft there is the state's multi-mission aircraft. That's what they use to map wildfires. And we have that heli-tac base based right here at the airport. So if we do have a wildfire nearby, they can respond really quickly with that. So, and we can help them move it around if they need to. Let's see, we just purchased a flight simulator with CDOT educational grant money to help our pilots increase their licenses and students learn how to fly. The high school offers a aviation program class at the high school, and they were coming out using our simulator for the students. We have a company that offers aircraft rental. The Southern Colorado Flight Professionals has a plane at the airport for people to rent and use in their training. And then we do have a few instructors around that can teach you how to fly if you like to learn how to fly. So some of the operations we see at the airport, we see a lot of firefighting. You know, just last year we had that big fire up by Beulah. We turned into a heli-tac base of fighting that. And we see search and rescue missions. I think that was the National Guard helicopter that was doing some search and rescue missions just recently. And then we see medical flights, people that fly in or fly out to get their medical needs. Let's see. And then we also have a lot of recreational type services at the airport. If you want to throw yourself out of an airplane, we got people to help you do that. I don't know if you recognize that guy there, but that was kind of in my younger days. So I can vouch that it can be fun. So if you want to try that. And we see people, you know, they just like to fly for fun, go fly around, have fun, or just go on their. We got, you know, business flights. People fly in and out for business, and we also see a lot of prisoner transports with all the prisons that we have here. We've seen both the federal and the state use the airport for their transport. So. And then we have a lot of training. So the Air Force and the Army both utilize the airport for their training activities. The United States Air Force Initial Flight Training Program is based in Pueblo, but they come over to Fremont County and do a lot of their training here. There's probably hundreds of Air Force pilots that have done their first solo flight here in Fremont County. So kind of help support our troops in that way. So that was my little quick overview of the airport. So,
And a nice picture to finish off with.
Flying off into the sunset.
That's right. And we have other events occasionally out there, like the fly-in.
We we try to do a fly-in every year and have air shows and
All right.
try to do fun activities too, so absolutely.
Okay, any comments or questions for Mr. Brandt?
I just have a comment. Our airport is 90-some% grant funded, right? We get a lot of funds from the FAA from different things. Like you said, that flight simulator was a grant from CDOT. West does a good job of keeping track of all of that. There's money that come that small airports may not have a project this year, so they gather up with some other airports and they do one big project in another place, and then that money comes back eventually, and I think that's how we're getting the runways.
We do, yeah. The FAA has an airport improvement program where each airport gets $150,000 a year, but you really can't do a whole lot with $150,000. So they'll put 4 airports together, and instead of doing 4 $150,000 projects, we can get to do one $600,000 project. So.
And then it's really a cool program too, I guess. You have you talk about the equipment that you use to clear the runways and different things. And there's a program where you get that equipment from like DIA and stuff after they use it a little bit. It's not completely wore out, but it's still pretty good equipment, most of it. But they're trading it off because they need new stuff.
Right.
And then you get that. How does that work?
So DIA has a bunch of their surplus equipment that they're not using anymore. And then the state Division of Aeronautics puts together an auction where airports can kind of ask which equipment they're interested in. And then the state actually pays like 80% for the first piece and then 50% for each additional piece of equipment. So
Yeah, so it's a good program. It really helps us out, especially in the rural airports. So I appreciate what you do out there and keep up the good work.
thank you.
Yes, thank you. Debbie, anything?
Yes, Mr. Chair, you know me. One thing I think is really interesting is that a county-owned airport is something of an anomaly in Colorado. Clearly, we commissioners have no experience in operating an airport. I don't think it's something we can learn overnight. But fortunately, I know we have a really great staff out there working hard and ensuring every single day that we run a safe and efficient operation. So Wes, I just want to say thanks to not only you, but to your entire staff, if you could pass that along. And the other thing I wanted to mention is I really do love the fact that the military is utilizing our airport. I think that's incredible.
I sure will, thank you.
And of course, I'm not sure what Commissioner Bell's talking about. Commissioner McFall and I have been operating airports our entire lives. And so. Thank you, Wes. Much appreciated. Doing a great job out there. And we are proud of our little airport and what it's doing and how it's growing. And we do, as you mentioned earlier, we do have a lot of hangars that have been going up recently and others that are in the works and plans being made, and some of those access roads, you know, we've got big expansions possibly coming here in not too long. And so all the more reason to have those taxiways improved because we're going to have more traffic.
Right.
So thank you, Wes. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Wes.
Next item on our agenda, item number 3, is resolution number 6. Is that correct? Six series of 2025, opting out of the gray water control program and prohibiting the use of gray water within Fremont County. And for this, we turn to our county attorney, Eric Bellis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last year in May, the legislature passed and the governor of Colorado signed into law House Bill 24-1362, which was sort of the final piece of the establishment and implementation of Colorado's gray water control program, which allows the use of gray water. And without getting into what the technical definition of that is, I think most people are familiar with what black water is. Gray water is wastewater that is not black water and not industrial wastewater. So basically, everything else is gray water. And the gray water control program was designed essentially to permit that water to be used for many different purposes, all of which are defined in both the regulations and the statute. Things such as agricultural uses, recycling for flushing toilets, those sorts of things. It includes use not just outside for agricultural purposes, but also uses inside residential properties and commercial properties, but inside residential properties as well. It's not a bad program, it's not a bad law, it's not a bad regulation. However, it does establish an unfunded mandate if the county were to participate in it, requiring the county to essentially develop and adopt a monitoring program to carry into effect the gray water control program, including design permitting, monitoring, licensing, and enforcement. Fremont County does not have the capacity within any existing department, and I think that's going to be true for every rural county. We cannot establish that with existing personnel. We would have to hire additional personnel, and of course, as almost all of these programs are, this is an unfunded mandate because we don't have the capacity within any of our departments to adopt the necessary monitoring and control that is required to enable the use of gray water. We are, by this resolution, opting out of the program simply because we don't have the capacity to monitor, permit, license, enforce, those sorts of things. And certainly with the scale that we would be talking about in Fremont County, this program certainly could not come anywhere close to funding itself.
Therefore, we are opting out.
Therefore, we are opting out.
Okay, any questions or comments or motions?
I got a motion.
The comment I would have is, wait, what, an unfunded mandate coming to Fremont County?
Pushed on us by the legislator.
And to that point, one of the few that actually comes with an opt-out. So,
Which is a great thing. So,
yes.
yeah, with that, Mr. Chair, I move to approve or accept resolution number 6, series of 2025, opting out of the gray water control program and prohibiting the use of gray water within Fremont County.
I will second that.
It has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 6, series of 2025, opting out of the gray water control program, prohibiting the use of gray water within Fremont County. Any further comments? Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, item number 4, secure transportation vehicle permits and the secure transportation service licenses for AA Secure Ride LLC and ADMAS Transport LLC. And again, I will turn to our county attorney for a brief explanation of this item.
So I will just address both of these together, even though they are just a little bit different in that they are for different classes of secure transportation. When you look at this agenda item, it looks like this is something that is sort of a higher level of service than ambulance service. In fact, they're really not a higher level of service. They are a level of service just below the level of service that you get from an ambulance service provider. These are essentially licenses for transportation services involving behavioral health patients that do not require the level of care that would be received or would be available from an ambulance service provider. We have one on the agenda today that is a Class A secure transportation service license. The other is Class B. The difference between those two is that Class A allows for the use of limited physical restraint, if necessary, to protect the safety of the patient or property. Class B does not, so Class B is sort of the lowest level of services. But these simply allow these two companies, Secure Ride and ADMAS Transportation, to provide transportation services for behavioral health clients. One is a Class A, which does allow limited physical restraint, not including any kind of chemical restraint. Class B is basically the lowest level of transportation service available above Uber or taxi.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Bellis or comments or motions?
One, should we do a motion for separately or together? Since they're different classes?
Probably makes sense to do separate motions.
I was thinking with
Okay.
that, Mr. Chair, I have a motion.
Okay, please.
I move to approve AA Secure Ride Class A for security transport license for the permit.
Second.
Okay, that has been moved and seconded to approve AA Secure Ride LLC for the Class A limited restraint license. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Any other? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the secure transport vehicle permit and secure transportation service license for ADMAS Transport LLC. And I'm sorry, was that a Class B?
Yes.
Okay, for Class B.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded for the Class B for AdMass Transport LLC. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. That was almost painless.
Almost.
Now, our final item on the agenda, and patiently waiting throughout all of that, is our representative for our Congresswoman, Brittany Pedersen, Justin Kurth here, right here in Fremont County, across the street, in fact, with an update. So, Mr. Kurth, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everybody. As the chair said, I'm Justin Kurth, Regional Director for Congresswoman Brittany Pedersen of the 7th Congressional District. Just want to bring forward to the group and to anybody listening a few of the things that the Congresswoman's getting accomplished. But first I want to do a little bit of an elephant in the room addressing and talk about these grants and loans that we've been hearing so much about in the media, and let everybody know that the Congresswoman and her office are monitoring the President's indefinite pause on the grants and loans. And although there have been multiple injunctions, concern extends from the office about the ignoring of court rulings in our nation of laws. So we will continue to monitor that, and our office will try to provide updates as soon as we learn more. I know multiple communities around the district would be impacted, rural communities as well. So I'd be grateful to hear from any of you at any point in time about potential impacts should those freezes continue. So. There was a couple of successes previous to the end of the year that I wanted to share. One specifically, of course, you may have heard about the John Griffin Regional Reservoir Project being approved through the Water Resources Development Act that was signed by former President Biden about mid-December, that would authorize up to $50 million in investment in Fremont County water and water infrastructure supply. It's something we're digging into as far as feasibility studies and what appropriation schedule there might be needed. As time goes on, that project will mature and we'll know more about how much of that $50 million is actually needed, and whether it will be limited to the John Griffin project, as the word of the WRDA Act says Fremont County projects, so we're not limiting it to, neither does the law. Excuse me. There's a Fremont, I wish I had more of an update on the Fremont VA clinic. Right now we're of course taking the temperature with the new administration on the priorities that are coming from the recently appointed Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins. I hope I'm not, yes. So he has yet to communicate down to any of his folks, whether those projects will be put into their FY26 budget request to the President. We've asked for audience with the new Eastern Colorado Healthcare Systems Director, and we're awaiting that meeting to be scheduled. So I will have an update to you as soon as I can get you one. We're of course still fighting for it to occur, but
So the news on that, it was moving slow, and it's still moving slow.
It moves apace. Yeah. There's a law that was signed into, a bill that was signed into law called the Fix Our Forest Act. The Post-Disaster Reforestation and Restoration Act it was included in and was introduced by the Congresswoman would help communities impacted by natural disasters recover and rebuild more resilient in future threats through reforestation and restoration efforts. It included a bipartisan amendment that would promote the use of emerging technology, important to some Colorado industries, Colorado-based industries like low Earth orbit satellites to enhance wildfire mitigation, early detection, and community protection. And basically that's a satellite in the sky checking for hotspots that aren't visible because they're not putting off as much smoke yet to be as visible. And if the satellite can see them and we can make the assessment to get out there quicker than the naked eye can observe, well, then we can be ahead of the ahead in our strategy for mitigating that fire. I want to thank Commissioner McFall for his input on the Natural Disaster Property Protection Act, and the other commissioners as well, not to be left out for sure. There is a bill now reintroduced this Congress to ease the burdens and barriers homeowners and business owners face when trying to prepare or harden their properties for natural disasters. This legislation would specifically streamline disaster mitigation efforts by increasing the amount of money individuals can invest in protective measures without having to report that money to the IRS. The dollar amount is slipping my mind, Commissioner. Do you recall the exact?
From 600 to 6,000.
Thank you. So from $600 to $6,000 difference, and we've seen bipartisan support in working with NACO on pushing that forward. Another bill we're working with NACO on is yet to be reintroduced, but soon to be, is permanent authorization of PILT. We're looking to reintroduce that soon, and engage with NACO on their fly-in in March about that. Lastly, I think it's lastly, I'm going to make sure here, yeah. Lastly, I will be holding mobile office hours later this afternoon. If anybody's feels like braving the weather, I'm just holding it at Florence at the Emergent Campus, the Reed Room, from 3 to 5 p.m. today. So,
Okay.
Any questions? From the
Anything
commissioners?
for Mr. Kirk?
I just have a comment. That Fix Our Forest Act, that was passed last week, a couple weeks ago, I think it was. And it's a great act. What it is, our forests are in terrible, terrible health. So trying to get some authorization for the federal government to do their job and take care of the public grounds. And it was interesting. I was at home because I just had surgery on my shoulder, and I was watching testimony on that, and it was amazing. California's on fire, just raging fires. And half of the California delegation voted against that bill, which was amazing to me. That not to see that those fires are burning because of the poor forest health, and their state was burning up, that they don't want to do anything to help prevent that from happening in the future. So it's pretty amazing. So appreciate that, with the work on that. I think there was a ton of bipartisan support on that. And it got through the House. It's got to get through the Senate now. It got through the House last session as well, and didn't make it through the Senate because they ran out of time. But hopefully it will, and then we can see some movement on these forests, because they do need help. I mean, they're in poor shape all over the western states especially. So appreciate that, and appreciate the work with the PILT and the 1099 bill that I had visited her with last year, and to reintroduce that, because that'll affect everybody in the mountains as well, not just Colorado. And hopefully we'll get some traction on that, and appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything, Commissioner Bell?
Sure, I just would like to say thanks for being here, Justin, and for always bringing us updates. We also do appreciate all the work that Representative Pedersen continues to do for the rural communities of Colorado.
Thank you. I'll pass it on.
Yeah, and pass along our congratulations to her and Ian and the birth of Sam Silveri.
Will do.
So, thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you. With that, if there is no other business, and it looks like we're at the end of our agenda, we are adjourned.